most of the cases, these are the databases, different types of databases like Oracle, Hadoop, HBase, MongoDB, Impala, anything. So all these connectors are available, all the APIs are in place, and Tableau has that ability to connect to almost all the databases which are currently in the market. So this is the data connection part that we have seen. Then how it is getting loaded into the Tableau engine. If you want to perform some sort of modification, little modifications there, like the filters, like data source filters or anything, then we can go ahead and have that particular filters in place. And after that, we have seen how to make use of filters, because filters is the one of the most important fundamental building blocks of this particular BI tool. So how to place, how to play with it, different tabs like general tab, wildcard, condition, top, n number of entities. So these are the then these are the fields, like the functionalities within filter, but we do have the different types of filters here, like the data source filter, extract filter, context filter. Then we have seen how to add the interactivity part with the given filters, like if we can just extract the filter from any particular sheet, and that can be applicable to different sheets, so that it will be the interactive thing. Then we have seen the drill down and hierarchy fundamentals. Like a drill down, it says like if you have the hierarchy, like a tree like tree like structure, and then we can just drill down and coming up to the highest level of granularity there. So here we have seen that particular thing with the help of implicit and explicit parts. So in implicit part, Tableau has provided the date data type, which has the implicit hierarchy, and we can drill down. But if your business requirement says that no, we don't, we have to make use of the implicit one as well as the explicit one. So you need to create that hierarchy explicitly, and then you can use that. Then we have seen what is discrete, what is continuous, what is the facts or measures and dimensions. Then how it is represented, like blue things are nothing but the dimensions, and green pills are nothing but the measures or facts, or the numbers, numerical part, number crunching part there. And we need to play with this numbers according to the different dimensions provided to it. Then we have seen the different Tableau actions, like dashboard actions, how to go to different URLs according to the business requirements. Then we have seen how to go to different sheets particularly. Then we have different filter options, like if you want to add some actions with related to filter, these filters are explicitly applied as actions, and these filters are the applied filters within the filter card itself. So we have seen these type of actions as well. Then we have seen calculated fields. So if we have the normal data fields, but if the requirement says like you need to compute something, then at that time we need to have that facility. So Tableau has provided that facility with the help of calculated fields, and it has a number of inbuilt functions which will provide you the facility to play with the data according to your requirement. Then we have some quick table calculations, like as I mentioned, if we have the particular requirement, and if that particular data is not present, like not already computed, then we need to compute a number of things. So as user encountered with these kind of customizations that a business requires, so at that time these queries has been reported by the number of user to the Tableau community, and they then they have researched it, they have validated it, and then they are came up with the common functionalities or common things that business requires. So they have integrated these commonly used calculations within this quick table calculation, so that user should not spend more time in doing the same thing redundantly within the calculated field. So these are the quick table calculation which is provided, and we can make use of that. Then we have seen different chart types with the help of a show me button, and there we have a number of charts which can be readily available by one click. Then we have seen the joining and blending part. So joining concept is the same as that of the database management system concept. So we have inner join, left join, right join, full outer join. So all the joining facilities are available within the data source tab. Then we have a new concept here called as data blending. And blending, it means, let's say if we have two or more data sources to be used within the same dashboard or within the same worksheets, then at that time, if it is a burden as far as performance of the dashboard is concerned, so instead of have a explicit join at the backend itself, can we use these databases at the visualization level? And here it is possible with the help of blending. So in blending, we have just integrated the different things, different fields which are required at the visualization level. And at the back end, these are the separate databases. We have not joined them. We have not done any processing at the back end. So for the system, these are the two different entities, but at the visualization end, for the end user, it seems to be like the integrated one. So this is the good facility provided by the Tableau. Then we have seen like what is the use of dual access, and what are the different use cases, how to make the customized visualizations like the donut chart with the help of pie chart. So this is what we have seen in the session number one. Now, these are the basic building blocks. These are the basic things that one should know who is a Tableau developer, or who wants to be a Tableau developer. So after that, if we are going somewhat in detail, then one should know the other parts as well, like these additional features. These features are nothing but the groups, bins, and sets. So our today's session will start from here itself, like from the concepts of groups, bins, and sets. So these are the additional functions. Why these are came into existence? Whenever business requires that, okay, we have different entities to be compared, but some of them are belong to the same category, and we don't want the segregation between them. So can we aggregate that, and can we compare it with another categories? So whenever these kind of multiple requests come to the Tableau with the help of community, then they have decided like, okay, we can have a functionality called as groups. Then we can have the similar concept, like if you have by any chance work on the Oracle buckets. So we have the same concept like the buckets. It's nothing but the bins. And if you are from the mathematical background or the normal school level mathematics, so we have introduced to the concept in the maths, that is nothing but the sets. So sets are nothing but the like in and out members. So if we can include some members in the set, then they are in the set. If not, they are not. So it's as simple as that. But these three things are like on specifically on the user demand that Tableau has integrated it. So let's see how we can use these features in our worksheets. So we can go to the yesterday's workbook here, and this is the worksheet for the demonstration of the groups. So here, as you can see, okay, we can do one thing. We can just remove this. Now we can fetch the subcategory here and the cells here, uh, the normal drag and drop. So we'll get this bar chart. And then if I want to make a group of some sort of things, like let's say first five things in a single group, and rest we are good. So if we want to compare this group of five entities, first five entities here, with other entities, if we want to compare this, so we want to make a group of these five things. So how we can achieve this? There are two ways to achieve this. So first way is you can just select these first five entities or whatever entities that you want. And here you can just have this pin, so this is the group members, or here you can just have the normal grouping of this. So this will um, go as a single entity, and it is aggregated by default. Like the sum is the default aggregation, so once you are grouping them in a single group, so the amount or the sales, whatever the measure that you have brought here, so that will be getting aggregated here. So we can just compare this number with now other numbers. If you want to sort this particular thing, then you can just have a look, so that the comparison will be easy. So the selection from here is one, what you can say, one way of achieving the grouping. So if we come to the normal part here, the ordinary part, and if you want to perform some groups, then let's say this is on the subcategory. So you can go to the subcategory, and then you can click here, then create group. So here you will find the group. So if you click here, and this dialog box will come here, so you can just select from this also the same thing. And if you can just have a group of this, so you can provide some group name also. And if you just click apply and click OK, so it will be grouped under this group one. And now instead of this subcategory, you can just bring this one, so it will have the same impact. Did you get this? Like how we can group the things? There are two ways. One way is you can just select the things. Another way is you can just make a use of this functionality here, like create group, and then you can group. Did you get this point? How to group this? Yes, you can confirm on chat. Okay. Yes. So if you want to try, then you can just try this, because this is really important stuff. So all of you has open up the Tableau desktop, Tableau public desktop, this one, like yesterday. Okay. Okay, fine. I will repeat till that time. You can open up this Tableau desktop, and you can connect to the our yesterday's same Excel sheet here, and so that you can perform the same operations. So I will delete everything. Yeah. So this is the fresh sheet. Like we have just pulled the subcategory and the cells. So till this point, it is clear. Like we have done nothing. We have just have a new sheet, and we have dragged this subcategory into the rows, and the cells to this column shelf. Just let me know once we are on the same page. Okay, fine. So I guess we are good. We are on the same line. So there are two types of ways, like two ways to group particular categories or subcategories, whatever the dimension that you have faced here. So you can just click here, press the control button, and you can select whatever number of entities that you want to select. Let's say first five, first six, whatever. And if you just hover your mouse here, you will find one pin kind of icon here. So these are the grouping icon. So you can just click here, so it will appear as it is. Another way is like the same. You can just press control this one, and if you right click here, you will find this group icon. So you can group the same, so it will appear like the same way if you click after hovering. So this is first method to group the different entities. Another method is like we have drag the subcategory dimension here. So go to the subcategory here, the actual dimension which is available in the data set. Then you can click on this arrow, go to create, and here you will find the group option. If you click here, you will have the default name to this particular group. And from here, you can just select by pressing the control button, of course. So you can select whatever the number of entities that you want in a group, and you can just say this group. You can give any name like, and you can say apply and okay. But it will not reflect here because this is altogether the different dimension here. So you can just remove this subcategory from the row shelf, and this group 2, like the one which we have just made. So this comes under the appliances, and this is the default sum that we have. Okay. Is it clear now? Okay. So I guess this is very simple thing, but it is very helpful whenever we require to do that. Then at that time, this will be very handy for us, so that we can have a quick dashboard development. And if we require some number of sheets with the same logic, then also this particular second method is very helpful for us. Yeah. Okay. So this is all about the groups that we have. If you just focus here, so these are the groups. So and if you want to apply some calculations here, so everything will be applied on this particular group. So this will be considered now as a single entity. As you can see, the sales sum, for example, here. So sales is aggregated here. So it will be for the Tableau engine, it's the separate entity, like this envelopes and fasteners or furnishing. So it is the single entity. That name we have given, this is the customized name, and it will be treated as a single entity. So we can just have all comparisons that we can do on individual thing, all calculations, everything we can perform as a single entity here. So this is again the added advantage here for the grouping. Okay, so we'll move to the next part here. So next is the bins. So what is bin? So if you have seen the bucketing part, the Oracle buckets, if you have seen, if not, then you can just focus it on what is bin. So bin is nothing but the a sort of compartment that you are going to create for a given particular measure here. So this cannot be applied to dimension, because dimension generally doesn't possess the numbers part. And this is the formula used by the Tableau to calculate the bin size. Of course, like if you are talking about the compartmentalization between your data range, let's say you have data between 1 to 100, and if you want to compartmentalize that 1 to 100 numbers according to your criteria that you may specify, the customized criteria. For example, if you have some subject and it is of let's say 100 marks, so how would you divide the range for these 100 marks? So it will be just like for first 40%, for example, it will be the fail class. From 40 to 50, it's a second class. From or the pass class, you can say. From 50 to 60, it's a second class. From 60 to 80, it's a first class, and above 80, it will be a distinction. So these are the bins actually that we have created logically, and these are the compartments. So whenever there is a such requirement that for a given data range like this 0 to 100, if you want to have the compartments within it, So how we can do that in the Tableau? So this facility is provided by the bins functionality here. And we can also customize the bin size. Like here, we have the 0 to 40. This is the one bin size. Another bin size is 40 to 50, then 50 to 60, then 60 to 80, and 80 to 100. So these are the very customized sizes of bins that we have. But for the Tableau or the real-time data, it will be like anything, any customized size that we can provide here. So how to do this bins stuff here? Let's see. So for this, here what we can do is, initially you should go to the measure here, because the numbers are available here only. So if you just focus it on, let's say, quantity, and if you click here, go to create option, and here you will find the bins. If you click here, then the dialog box will appear. So here you can give the name like whatever you want, and Tableau will suggest the bin size, the default bin size, and it will be calculated by this formula, this one. So this is the whole mathematical foundation here, which is already implemented in the Tableau. So this suggestion will come from that formula. But if it doesn't require this, then we can always change this size. So for example, if you see the range of values here, as we have done it on this quantity. So quantity has range between the values like 1 to 14. It means for different quantities we have one product here, and we can have till a range of like the distinct product are 14, 1 to 14. And for these 14 types of products we can have different quantities. So did you get the scenario between the quantity and product? So we have some products like 1 to 14 distinct products, and they have different quantities within this particular range. So let's say as 1 to 14, so being a even value, we can provide here, let's say 2. Okay, so bin size is 2, for example. So if you just click OK, then it will create a dimension. So if you focus it on here, it's a histogram basically. So if you just create the bin on some particular measure, so it will be creating a new dimension altogether. So here we can just put this one, so that you can see here. You can see here like 0 to 2, 2 to 4, because the bin size that we have provided is 2. So 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 10, 12, and 14. And these are the actual quantities which falls within this range. Did you get this part, like 0 to 2, where the bin part is 0? So we have this particular what we have included here, quantity. Then for this 2 to 4 here, like this one. Then 4 to 6 here, 6 to 8 here, likewise. So these are the number of quantities which falls in that particular bucket. So this is the use of bins. Any doubt in this? Okay, we'll repeat this, no problem. So first of all, tell me, like, did you understand the concept of bin? So what do you mean by bin? It's a compartment within your data range. Let's say your data range is from 0 to 100. Let's consider the data range between 0 to 100. Now we need to compartmentalize that data. We need to have some partitions within that data, and that size of that particular partition has to be determined by us only. And for a given compartment, how many data items are there, that we need to identify. Let's say you can take the use case from the education sector only. Like I have mentioned, let's say from 0 to 100, from 0 to 40, it's a fail class. Like let's say from till 39 or whatever 35 that you have. Then let's say from 40 to 50 it's a second class, or the pass class. From 50 to 60 it's a second class. 60 to 75 or 80, whatever that you have, then you can have the first class. And from 80 to 100 it will be a distinction. So let's say these are the compartments that you want to create. Then after creating this, you need to analyze how many students are fall within the distinction, how many students are getting the distinction within a particular subject or overall percentages. Then how many are in the first class, how many are in the second class, pass class, or how many are failed in that particular subject. So these are the buckets that we have created, or the compartments, bins that we have created. And we need to analyze how many entities are there which will fall in these different buckets. So for this purpose, we have this facility in the Tableau whose name is bin. So how to create this bin? You need to have the measure only, because since it's making the sense, because only measures will have the numbers, and we need to compartmentalize these numbers 0 to 100, for example. And so for here, if we have some different data ranges, but we can create the bins here. So if you just click here, go to create option and click on bins, so it will give you the dialog box here. You can specify the name of the bin if you want. Then Tableau will suggest what should be the default bin size according to the formula that we have seen. And here is the range is given according to your data set that you have connected. So Tableau will identify what is the minimum part and what is the maximum part here. And you can just focus it on this part, minimum maximum, because we have these 14 types of product, let's say. And these 14 range 1 to 14 can be divided into number of bins. So let's say the size of bin will be 2, just to have even buckets here to understand the concept. So the bin size is 2. So from 0 to 2, this will be the bin. From 2 to 4, this will be the bin. 2 to 4 to 6, this is the bin. From 6 to 8, this is the bin. So likewise, till 14, we have this buckets. But every bucket is of, or every bin is of size 2. So 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, likewise. So here we have specified the size, otherwise Tableau will suggest us. And once we have this in place, we can just drag this dimension, because if you are creating bin on measure, actually you are creating the dimension here. So that dimension you can drag here, and you can have any measure to be identified within the given bucket, so that you can pull here. And if you can see within the range of this particular 0 to 2, how many entities are there. So it will be like these many entities for this particular bucket, these many entities. So you can map this, you can imagine this like this is the fail class, this is the what you can say, the pass class, this is the second class, this is first class, and this is distinction. Just ignore this one for time being. And you can see that these many students are in the fail class. Then these many are like just the pass class, these many are in the first class distinction, likewise. So to get this kind of representation, we require the concept of bins, because to have this compartmentalization, we should have the separate functionality, and it is also on user demand, as I mentioned. So Tableau has now included this one from the last few versions. Is it clear now, like what we have done here in the bins? Yes. Okay, good. So we'll move ahead, and we'll see the concept of sets. So sets are nothing but the same thing like we have seen in the maths, basic maths, school maths, or college level maths that we have. So what is set? You can group these members, different data members in a set. So those members which are in this set, on those we can apply some sort of operation, and that operation cannot be applied onto the members which are outside of that set. So this is as simple as that. So let's see how we can make use of this sets. So let's say this is the normal bar chart that we have done. Okay, I will show it again if you require. So this is the full blank sheet. Okay, then we can just pull this actual subcategory thing into the columns and the cells into the rows. So you will get this bar chart and you can just sort it out. So this is the bar chart that we have now. I want to see only first, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So only 10 top 10 subcategories by cells. So these are, I need to focus it on the subcategory things whose sales is high, and those should be top 10. So how I can achieve this one? So it, since it's a subcategory, so you can go here on to the subcategory, click here, go to create option, and you can just click on this set button. So it will give you the filter kind of window, so similar to the filter window. Then go to the top option, go here by field, so top 10 by cells, and the default aggregation is sum. Okay, I will repeat this. Just go to subcategory, click on that small arrow there, downwards arrow, and go to create option and click on set. Once you click there, this window will appear. So initially it was on general, so you can select from here also. But let's say my use case is I want to have the top 10 uh, by cells, and the default aggregation I want is sum. So you can just click OK, and your set will be created here. So you can just pull this particular set, and if you just put it on the colors card, so here you can focus on these legends. So it will say these are the members which are in the blue are inside the set, and the grayed out are the outside the sets. So these are the first 10 what you can say the entities or subcategories that I need to focus it on. So it will stand out in different color, and these are into the different colors. So by this way, just consider you are the member of some top level management, and if you want to just focus it on, let's say, um, top 10 branches of your let's say bank or grocery store or whatever super chain store. So if you just want the sales by top 10 branches, so you can have this branch instead of this subcategory if you have that kind of data, and you can just focus it on this one. So no need to focus it on the remaining one, and it will be very easy for interpretation, and since it is in the different color, so this will be good for all the top level management person to quickly identify what are these first 10 what you can say the branches or subcategory whatever, and according to what. So this is very useful thing as far as set is concerned. So is this clear how to use this set option here which is available in Tableau? Okay, so okay. Here you will find the sorting options here. So let's say remove this one, remove this one. So the blank sheet, just pull this subcategory into the column, then go to cells, pull this into the rows. So you will get this kind of bar chart, and which is not sorted. So you can just go here. Here you will find the sorted descending by sum of cells within subcategory. So if you just click here, your bar graph will be sorted. If you want the labels also, just you can click on T. So the labels will appear here. And the set that we have created, you can just drag it onto the colors part. So the first 10 will be highlighted as a inside member and outside member. Even within this, if you just click here and show members in set, So it will appear like this on the different colors. And if you want to compare within this, you can just change these colors accordingly. So if you see, these are the first 10 members that we have highlighted. And if you just want to compare as a whole, the whole set of members, then you can just have in and out of set like this. Any doubts in this? Is it clear? It's very simple, like group, bins, and sets. These are the additional features, and it's very handy and useful and very simple to understand. Any doubts in this, or is it okay? If you want, I can repeat. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. Good. So yeah. So these are the usages of the sets. So I guess groups, sets, and bins you are clear with. So this is the first part as the additional features here. Then we'll focus it on this next part. Next part is parameter and animation. So this parameter is one of the highly used building block here of Tableau. It has very the significant thing here in the Tableau parameter, because on in the number of business requirements, there are situations like requirement seems to be very simple, but when you try to implement that requirement, you will stuck in some sort of functionalities, and you will find, oh, there is no such functionality for such a small requirement or simple or ordinary requirement. But if you just make use of this parameter, it will be very very simple, and your requirement will be satisfied within minimum time. So what is this parameter? So it's like just like a variable, so it can be a number, date, string, whatever you want according to your requirement. And you can just direct your worksheet or different charts according to the value selected by your parameter. So this is very important part, I would say. So it will help you within the filter functionality. It will help you within the set functionality. Even you can have the sheet swapping with this, and even you can use for different languages within your dashboard. So parameter is this thing, like it's a variable which can be of type number, date, or string, and which can be replaced a constant value in your calculation. Okay, so let's see what is this parameter, because theoretically it might not be clicked very quickly. So let's see here. So for example, I will remove everything first of all. So this is our normal chart. If you just swap this, you will see the whatever we have seen in the sets. So same, it is the same thing here, nothing else. Just pull your subcategory cells and just sort it out as a descending order. So this is the normal chart that we have. And now we want to make use of parameters for the filters. So let's say what we want to see, let's say the same thing, like top 10 thing, which is achievable with the sets also, but now we are seeing with the parameters. So just go to the subcategory column here, which is available in the data set, and you can just have this as a filter. So if you just go here and bring this into the filter card and go to the top, let's say top 10 by sales and sum. But here, instead of this 10, I want to change this number dynamically. For example, I don't want this thing as a constant here. Like this, it is the constant. So top 10, once you have specified in the set, it's a constant thing. And you cannot change it explicitly by having some sort of control here. Okay, so this is a static kind of thing, it's not the dynamic. And if I want, let's say for a time instance, I want to have top 10. After that, my criteria is changed. Now I want to see only top 5. So what you will do, you will again go to here subcategory, you will drag this into the filter shelf. You again go to the top, select by field, and here you will change this number to the 5. Then only you will able to see this particular thing, like first of 5. So for example, if you just place it as a 10, and if you click OK, so only 10 will be shown, other will be these are the vanished from the your worksheet. Okay, let's say I want now only first 5, 1 2 3 4 5 till this storage. So what you will do, you will go here, edit filter, then here you can specify the number as 5, click apply, click OK. So you will have the 5 um, top 5 subcategories. But this is the like explicit manual process, and you cannot do this once you have deployed the dashboard on your server. So if they have this particular requirement, then they will again come to you like business people, and they will tell you that okay, I want now 5, but let's say tomorrow again if they want only 3. So what you will do, so every time you need to change. By downloading it, you can change it, you can publish it again. So this back and forth will happen multiple times, and this is not expected actually in the business. So what we should do to provide the control in the hand of business people. So what we can do is, instead of having this particular thing as a filter, like it's a filter only, you can just pull it as a filter only for this subcategory. Go here, top by field, top whatever the dynamic thing that we have. So for this, you can just click here, and here you can create a new parameter. So if you see here, you can enter a value whatever you want, but if not, then you can create a new parameter. So actually I have created this subcategory parameter here. So you can just click here, click apply, and click OK. So here you will find top 5, because we have if you can just go here, this is the subcategory parameter. You can edit this, and here current value is 5. So we have provided 1 to 10. So range is from 1 to 10, because the maximum that we can see is generally is 1 to 10. So this is not mandatory that you should provide here 10 value, whatever value, top 20, top 50, whatever you want. So but by general sense, by this data, you can have 1 to 10, and current value is 5. So if you just click OK, again click here and just click on the show parameter. So here you will see the parameter control here. If you want to see the top let's say 7, so it will give you the 7. Let's say only 3 you want, so it will give you 3. So business people will have this particular thing in control, and they can just on a single click, they can see whatever the top 10, top 9, top 8, whatever they want. So this is what the dynamicness provided by this parameter. Initially, we don't have this facility, right? If you just focus it on this set. So these sets are the static one. Okay. For 10, it is given as 10. So it is 10. If you want to change it, then you can go again and just change it, and then you can deploy it. But that is not feasible. That is not expected. So expected thing is this: we should have this control in our hand so that we can change it on the fly. Is it clear like how we can make use of this parameter? So I will if it is clear, I can go in detail with how to create this parameter. Just let me know if the use of this parameter is clear. Okay, so let's see what this subcategory parameter is. If you just click here and click on edit, so this is the parameter thing. As you can see here in this particular, this is the workbook variable, which can be the number, date, string, anything, and that can replace this constant value for your calculation. Okay, so what is that? So if you just focus here, so you can specify the data type for this particular parameter. So currently it's an integer, because our data is in integer format. Like we need to see our top 10, top 8. So these number 8, 10, 5, 6. So these are the integer. So that we should select here the parameter type as integer. It will display the current value that your parameter control has selected here. Then you can have the value when workbook opens, the current value whatever you have selected here. You can change it like whatever the value that you want, you can specify here. Then the display format will be automatic. Whatever the format you want, let's say custom format with the different decimal numbers and percentages, if scientific, custom, whatever the format business requires, that format you can specify here. Then these are the allowed values. So all values you can have, you can have the list of different values. We'll see this list of values, what it is. All means the combination of these two. So for range, these are the range values. Like let's say we need to see top 10 values. So let's say here you can specify top 12 values. For example, you can change this one. So if you just click OK, so here you will find, so this is 9, this is 10. Initially it was still 10. So now it is 11 and this is 12. So these are the first 12 subcategories. So this is what the dynamicness provided by the parameters. Okay. Can you repeat how did you get the subcategory on the right side, the slider thing? Okay. So this is just the show parameter control. If you just hide it, and since this is the child of this parameter, so you can just click here, this arrow, and here you will have the option as show parameter. So if you click here, you will get this parameter card. Okay. And from here, you can just play with it. Okay. Is this clear now? So here, if you just recall how we can make use of filters. So this is the same as that of filter, but instead of the static number here, we have just it clicked on the parameter part, and this authority, this control is given now to this parameter, and this parameter is actually controlling your chart. So this is how dynamicness can be achieved. So parameter is very important because of this, because you never know, like business people, what they want at the given instance of time, because they have multiple things in mind, and to satisfy those requirement in a single go, so we should have this kind of functionality to satisfy their requirements. Okay. Yeah. So this is what the first use for the parameters as the filters, like to come to have the support for this particular filters. Next part here is the parameters as a set. So if you just focus, like what we can achieve with the parameters as a set. So this one is the so now set, right, how to make a set. Okay. So this is just the normal okay, you can just remove this card also. We'll start from the scratch, no problem. This is the subcategory, then cells. Okay, so this is your bar chart, this is sorted one. And now we need to have the sets. So normal set, we know how it is work, but now I want to give the facility of parameters, the dynamicness to the set as well. So if you just go to the actual subcategory part, which is present in the data set, these are the created ones by us. So always go to the one which is original one. Then you can go here, create, and you can create a set. Here you can go here, top by field, and instead of it is the same like the filter dialog box, but it's a set basically. So here you can go, and again you can have the same subcategory parameter, because we have the same data sets taken. So if you just click OK, it will create the set number 5, and you can put this particular thing into the color. So it will grade out all the other part. Now, it's the same like the sets here, but it is the static one. And if you just go here, and again has the show parameter thing here, so it will show you the first 6. Again, you can change it dynamically. So likewise, you can use as a set. Is it clear? or any doubts in this? Is it too fast or too slow or average? So you can tell me, like. But it's, I guess it is very simple to create this sets, bins and groups. Implementation, it requires practice to have this very fast in fast manner, but at least for the concept understanding, I guess this is okay. So these are the basic use of parameter as a filter and parameters as a set here. Now we'll see another usages of this parameter in the real time. So these are also in real time, but these are very common, very ordinary kind of things here, and we need to implement this one, of course. But there are situations where, let's say, business requires the dashboards. Let's say they have 10 dashboards for a given project, and those dashboard should be in their local languages. For example, if you have the management from the Japan country, so, and your dashboard is in English, as you can see here, everything is in English. And now if they want charting part will remain same, but the textual part, it should be different. Implementation as a set. Okay. 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 Fine. So we'll have a pause for that concept, a new concept, and we'll again switch to this parameter for set. So here we can remove this. So this is the actual chart, like the basic bar chart with the help of subcategory and cells. Now you can just go onto the original subcategory here, uh, click on that drop down kind of arrow, then create, and you can click on this set. Go to the top tab here, and you can click on by field. So top 10, so here is the static value by cells, and the default aggregation is sum. So instead of this static value, you can just select our parameter, which is already created here, subcategory parameter, and then click OK. So it will create the new set for you, like this set number 6. And then you can just drag this set onto the color card here, marks card color option. So it will give you this legend here, like in member and out member. So 4 members are in and others are out. So you can change this parameter here. So 7 members are in, others are out, likewise. Is it okay now? Yeah. Okay. So as we are discussing these parameters, so these are the ordinary requirements or the commonly used requirements. But there are some special things, like let's say some company has 2 to 3 branches worldwide. Let's say one is in India, another is in Japan, or any other country for that matter. So if the top management within India or within the English countries, so they are okay with this English language, so no need to change or no need to have this particular thing. Charting will be the same because this is the same data, so there is no change in this one. But let's say you have the 10 dashboards, for example, and they have some labels like select, like this subcategory parameter, in and out, in out, then this textual part, this is the title for your chart here. So all the things here are in English. But let's say if you are one of the top management sits in the Japanese office, like Japan, in Japan, and they want the Japanese language to be in place instead of English. So at that time, how you will deal with this situation? Because everything should remain the same, only just language will change, and so that they will have the same insights, but it will be very comfortable for them to interpret this, to consume this information in their own native language. So always there is a comfort within our mother tongue as a human being. So this is very understood thing, and we can have this particular thing with the help of parameter. So how we can achieve this with the help of parameter? So let's say what I have taken here for this, let's say this is your college website, and just for the demonstration purpose, let's say if we can just copy this first part, so it's in English. And for example, some higher authorities, they want to see this particular part in Hindi. So in on the website, you may find on some websites there is a language selection part, and your whole text will be changed into the different language or whatever the required language that you want. So same functionality, how we can achieve this? So let's say here we can make use of this particular language selection part. So here I have created one parameter whose name is language. So it should be in the string type because we have the text. So current value, what is the current value which is selected? All the functionalities will be same, like current value whenever it is open, and allowed values will be the list. Initially we have seen for the range, if you remember, for this subcategory parameter, it will be range. But for this, as the number of members for this language are very minimum, and we can just put here their values. So first will be English, another will be Hindi, Marathi. So all the languages that you want, you can just mention here and click on OK. So this language parameter will be created. But the problem is you cannot use this parameter as it is. So for that purpose, you require one calculated field. So go here and create one calculated field. So this one is the calculated field which is created for this. So what we have done here, one inbuilt function that we have, it is the case. So case function. So what is the case here? It's a language. What is this? This is the parameter name, language. So always remember, parameter name will come in the this purple part. So what is the logic here? Whenever you have English, so focus it on this parameter control here. So whenever you have English, then you will have this particular text on your charting or on your labeling. Then whenever you have Hindi, then you have this one. Whenever you have Marathi, then you have this one. And likewise, you can specify n number of languages here. Just forget about the data validation part, because this is taken from the Google Translator. So you can have changes according to your like neat and cleanliness of your language perspective, and you can put that particular thing here. And this is okay for us now. This calculated field, you can just drag it and put it on this particular text, and it will be available. Then you can go to parameter, click here and show parameter. Your parameter will appear here. Okay, then you can place this particular thing onto the dashboard so that it will look neat and clear. And here, this one I have make it as a floating instead of tiled. So here you can just select, let's say if you want to see in English, so it will be in English. If you want to say this in Hindi, you can just click here and it will be in Hindi. And if you want to in Marathi, then it will be in Marathi. So likewise is the case. If you want to add some different languages, so let's say you can copy this text here. If you want to have this particular thing in, let's say, Italian maybe. Okay, so this will be in different languages. So you can just copy this. Copy this and it will be in Italian. So go here. We need to change the parameter now. Okay. Okay, what is this? Calculated field. Okay. So we'll show you that. This is our calculated field. You can create from here like this one, and here you can type like case function. This one is the case function, case, and now our parameter name is language, so it's a language, this one. And then you can type when your parameter value. So what will be the parameter value? Whatever the language text that you have. So here text is nothing but this one, English. So whenever you have English, then then you can have that particular text, whatever you have copied or some from some word file or some anything. And then here again you can specify whenever your language is Hindi, then you can specify the text for this, and likewise here. So this is how I have created this language selector calculated field, nothing else. So now we'll modify this one for that matter. So when the language is, let's say, Italian, then whatever the thing just we have copied. So don't validate this one now, because even I don't know this Italian language. So we'll have this data validation afterwards. Let's say if it is a business case, then business will validate this one. So this is the Italian language part. If you just click apply and OK, so this is okay, but it will not appear here because we have not modified our parameter. We have just modified our calculated field. So this is just like a driver, but for that purpose, you should have a proper car here. Okay, so edit this one and I add here Italian. Okay, and just click OK. So you will find the Italian part here and it will appear in Italian language. So this is how the parameters will work. Did you get this functionality here? How we can make use of parameter to have different languages on the same dashboard. So if you just have the bar chart here, whatever we have, for example, parameter for set. So if you have this same bar chart here, just hide this particular title, and this is okay for the, like, let's say for Italian client now. And if the same company has the office in normal like in India or in UK, they can easily switch to the English and they will have the same charting, but the labeling will be different. So this is how it works. Any doubt in this? Is it understood?
Sir, can we change this labels also, like in the graph?
Yes, these labels we are talking about.
That also can we convert into one particular language?
Yeah, but for that purpose, you need to maintain the whole Excel sheet, and there you can have the multiple languages, because these are integrated with the Axis. If you see here, there is no such mathematical foundation laid down behind. But here, if you are having the charts here, then definitely you can have this particular thing within Excel sheet, and there you can maintain different languages, and the same parameter that we have here, same parameter can be applied to that particular worksheet here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And if you have some very static requirement, let's say only English and Italian, then you can just see onto the Google Translator, or if you have the translator, then you can just go here and edit allies, and you can put anything like, let's say XYZ, and it will appear here. Instead of phones, now it will be XYZ. So whenever you have minimum requirement, you can edit allies according to your, let's say if you have only 2 languages, then you can go with this approach. If not, then you can maintain simple different Excel and add it as a data source, and apply the same parameter to that Excel sheet, so that it will be applicable to all the charts on your dashboard, whatever number of worksheets that you have, let's say 300, 400, whatever. Which parameter again? Okay. So Language parameter, it means this is not the specific language parameter actually. This is the use of parameter for such kind of requirement whenever have this particular scenario in place. So this is the normal parameter, but here what we have done, we have given the name, its a type is string, current value. These are the default things for any parameter. You can click on list, you can include whatever languages that you want for a given what you can say, the dashboard, and then just click on OK. So your parameter will be in place. But the problem is you cannot use this parameter as it is. So to drive this, we require some calculated field. So just go here, create one calculated field like this. So we'll edit this one, and you will have this particular logic in place. Let's say when the case, so it's like a switch case. If you familiar with programming languages, then it will be just like a switch case. So whenever case, but it is applied on this particular language parameter. So just keep in mind, this is the parameter name here. Then when this is the first parameter value, then you will have this substitute value. Whenever user goes on this particular value, then this should be shown for the next one, this one, and likewise. So here this calculated field will be acting as a driver, and it will drive this parameter, and controlling part is with this parameter for this particular sheet. How did you make the language parameter? Okay, just go here, create parameter. So this is the parameter. Here you can specify the name, let's say language 1. You can specify the data type string. Current value you can just ignore for a moment because this parameter is not in existence. So go to list. Here you can add the value like English, and you can change it how it should display, but it will be okay if we can just retain as it is. Then you can add whatever languages that you want. Let's say Hindi. Here you can add Marathi, whatever the language, and just click on OK. So it will be language 1, and then you can play with this. So if you just want to use this language 1 for this language selector, for this calculated field, you need to change it here. Instead of language, you should select language 1, and then accordingly it will direct this one. Is it okay now? If not, I can repeat, no problem. You can just tell me if it is clear. Yeah. Okay, good. So this is another use case here. The next use case, so you can imagine now why parameter is very important. So these all are the real-time scenarios that we face generally. So next part here is like next use case for this is, let's imagine you are in the some government department, and there you need to pass like any department related to automobiles, and there you need to pass the newly launched car whether it is safe or not. So that safety parameters, so those are the criterias laid down by the government authorities, and let's say those are the 20 criterias. Okay, 20 criterias. And if a given car is satisfying only the 10 criterias, not first 10, but it will be in between, like first criteria, fifth criteria, 15th one, 18th one, that's it. So how would you show on your dashboard that this particular car is satisfying only 4 criterias, which are in a scattered manner out of the 20? So for that purpose, you need to have some sort of images, for example, or the text, whatever the requirement is. And once you select something like this, let's say here are the cars which are recently launched. If you just select one of the car here, then the 20 criteria, let's say 20 boxes you can imagine here, and those boxes like first one, fifth one, 15th one, and the 18th one, those should be highlighted, others should be grayed out like this. so that it will be easier for government authorities to identify whether that car is really safe or not, and they can make the decision on that. Okay, how many stars we should give to this car, or like this. So for that purpose, this 20 things, or whatever the criteria that a car is satisfying, that should be appear in a same space. Okay, so there is, I mean, 20 number is hypothetical, so you can imagine only 5 or 10 or whatever the real time criterias are. So for that purpose, on the same place, you need to specify the number of sheets. So for example, a car is satisfying, let's say, 5 criteria, but next car will satisfy only 2 criteria. So how would you show the same at the same place for the different cars, the criteria which is satisfied by different cars? So for that purpose, here you can imagine one thing. For example, this is your dashboard. So I have just take it the logo for your college. This is the logo, this is the text. Okay, so text of your college, like the college name, and this is your college logo. So for example, within this same space here, uh, whenever I choose a particular car, so this data is related to that car, for example. And if you select some other data, then at the same place we want to see the data, but that is with respect to the another car. So likewise, if we have the requirement because of the space issue, because we have very limited space, and if you want to represent the multiple data items, so how can we swap different sheets? So if you just focus here, we have these two different sheets. So this is the text sheet and this is the logo sheet. Okay, and I have just clubbed this together on the same area, like this one area. And if you just click on the text, so at the same place, if you observe, you will have the text instead of image. And if you just switch it to the logo, so that text will disappear, and instead of, you will get the logo. So for example, you have that data, you can just map this to the car example. Let's say here you have car number one, car number two. Car number one will satisfy here one, two, three boxes. For car number two, only one box. So likewise. So within the same space, if you want to display multiple sheets according to the criteria laid down, then how we can achieve this? So this can be achievable with the help of parameters. So how we have achieved this? So I will show you. So this is the first one, which is the text. Um, this is on image only, but it is represented in a textual format. So I have created one parameter here whose name is swap, because we are swapping the sheets based on the selection. So if you go here, it's a swap based on the string data type, because here, if you see here, we have the string. Then these are the metadata. Then in the list, we have only these two, like text and logo. So the normal parameter, nothing special in this. But the thing is, we need to have some calculated field which will drive this particular parameter. So we have swaps here. Yeah. So we have this swap CF. And what we have done is the same like language only, like case this swap, when text, when logo, then logo, nothing else, just to fill the place. These are the just the placeholder. There is no meaning to this, just to satisfy the condition and to have the correct syntax and semantics. So this is what the swap CF stands for calculated field. So this calculated field is written here. Then what I have done is just yeah, so just drag this into the filter, and whenever you have this filter, so it will display this value like text and logo. But whenever text is selected, at that time only this sheet should be visible, otherwise it should not be. So I will not check this on this as a logo, because whenever you select logo, this sheet should not be visible. So I will retain this as it is, and just drag this parameter here, so that the image can be visible. And if image is very small, then you can have some extra calculated field like this, sum of 10, this one here. Nothing is special, like it's just the sum of 10, the aggregation of number 10. And I have just dragged this to the size so that the size of image can be adjusted, and this size can be adjusted from this size button here. Okay, so similarly we have this logo sheet. These are the two different worksheets. And if you can see here, if you go here, you can just change the size of this particular image. Okay, so this is what the ideal size for this one, according to the dashboard size. And this swap, now here you can focus it on this. Here we have the logo selected. So if logo is selected and it appears in the filter, then we want this. So I have checked this one and kept in the filter. So now let's say if we have selected the text, then it will disappear, that image will disappear and your text will be appearing here. So if you go to now logo, it will disappear here because we have now text in the our parameter control. And if you now switch to the text, you will find this text here, because in the filters it is text, and because in the parameter we have selected the text. So this is how these are the two different sheets. So but we have accommodated these two different sheets on the same dashboard, not only on the same dashboard, but on the same space within the given dashboard. So if you just click here, so this is the text, like we have selected the text only here. So this is the text sheet. Now you can see the border of that particular worksheet. And if you just click on this logo, then you will find the worksheet is available on the dashboard, but it is you can see the size of that worksheet. So it is not visible to the user at all because it has nothing and for that filter. So its size is getting reduced to just the line, and even it is not visible if you uh, doesn't click here, so it will not visible on your dashboard. So similarly this situation will be opposite if you select the logo. So this logo sheet, this worksheet will expand till this point, till this border, and this text sheet will go at the position of this logo sheet. So once you just click here, so your logo will appear, and if you just click on this, it will go here. So this is the another use case for your parameters. Is it understood how to make the use of parameters for image swapping or sheet swapping or text swapping, any swapping basically, to make the best use of the space available on the dashboard? Any doubts in this? Any doubts? You can confirm me on chat. Okay, fine, fine. If you want to repeat this, then like I can repeat. Okay. For the image, we should require this image, and this should be placed in the different folder actually altogether. So, okay, we'll repeat this. I think this is a bit complex for you. Fine. So can we do it from the scratch so that everybody will be on same page? Okay. So let's say we have these two images. Okay. So we have two images here. Can you see these two images? The normal two images. It's a snipped images, nothing else. Okay. Otherwise, we can take these images. Let's say this is the woman image. This is the man image. Okay. We will play with this now for like somebody has suggested to have different images. Okay, fine. Uh, so these should be present on your Tableau repository. I will show you how to make use of it. So it should be in the. So if you have installed this on your local machine, you will get this My Tableau repository folder. So if you just click here, you will find these many folders. And if you just go inside the shape, so here you can create a number of folders according to your projects, and you can place the images within a respective folder. So for time being, I have placed this thing in a gender folder, for example, and it is available to the Tableau engine only if and only if, like, if you have these images within this folder, otherwise not. So this care should be taken. Now if you go to this fresh worksheet here, nothing is appeared here. So you can first of all change this particular thing to the shape, so that it is now ready to accommodate any images we have. Then before that, we can just create one parameter. So create parameter. Here you can give the name as a swap demo. Is it okay now? And then we can have a string data type. Here you can go to the list. Then here you can specify, let's say, men and women. Okay. So these are the basic preparation for any parameter. So it's a swap demo. Now you can click on OK. So this will appear here, swap demo. But we cannot use this as it is. So we require some driving calculated field here. So create calculated field. Let's give some name as swap demo CF. Then here you can specify the function case, and our parameter name is a swap demo. So you can just type here swap demo. And what will be the condition? Let's say when you will have the men, then you should have some sort of placeholder to satisfy this whatever the syntax that we have. So whenever we have men, then it will be men. When we have women, then okay, and we should end this. So this is valid calculation and we are good. Okay, so this is how the logic for the swap demo parameter can be maintained. Then just click on OK, so that it will be appear as a dimension here, calculated field. And now here we need to specify some aggregation just to adjust this size. So again, you can create one calculated field. So you can just give the name as size adjustment, and it will be the default sum of, let's say, 10. Okay. So again, this is the valid calculation. Click on OK. So see, if you just focus it on the difference here, both these are the calculated fields only, but since this is related to some sort of pillars like horizontal, vertical, it's a dimension, so it appears in the blue color and it moves into the dimension part. And this one is also a calculated field, but since it is related to number crunching part, so it will appear in the green and it will go into the measures part. So this is the basic dimensional modeling that I'm talking about yesterday. Yeah, so this is for the size adjustment. Now you can just drag this and put it into the size card. So this is the size for this one. You can hide this, we don't require this one. And now since we have taken it as a shape, so if you just uh, go to any other part, it will be a different scenario. So always for this type of thing you should go to this shape. And now here we require some sort of image. Okay, so just click on this shape, go to more shapes, and now this one is the default set of shapes that we have for this particular data set, because this is available here as a placeholder. And you can go here, click click here, and as if you remember, we have placed this into the gender folder. So these are the folders that we have, like arrows, bars, bug tracking. So if you just go here, these are the folders within your repository. Okay, so just go here, within the gender we have the required images. So let's say this sheet belongs to men. So if you just click here, and the men image will be here. So just click apply and click OK. So this image will appear here. And now this is very small image, so just switch to the entire view, so it will appear as an entire view. And now currently this size looks okay, but if you put this particular sheet onto the dashboard, then you may realize that okay, this is little small, or this is very big likewise. So you can just adjust from this adjust bar here. So this is the men image, so we can just give the name as men. Now this is related to image. Just get rid of this tooltip, otherwise it will irritate you most of the time. So this is okay now. Now nothing will appear here after hovering. Then we have created one swap demo CF field here, and that should appear onto the filter part. So another learning from my experience is that the learning is here. If you don't specify any dimension here, that automatic sheet swapping like this, that sheet is getting very small as this line, that will not happen if you don't specify any dimension here. So to have this facility, we can always keep this parameter here. So you will get this header here, header here, and the label here. So you can just click here, hide field for your rows. So this label will be hidden, and you can click here and show header. You can get rid of this. Even you can hide your title. So this is all together the image. And now this will be the static one. So on your swap demo, it will not work because we have nothing specified in the filter. So we have this swap demo CF, this one. So you can just place it on this particular thing, and you can check here on the men. So click on OK. So whenever your parameter control, which is shown here, for example, whenever it has a men, this image will be displayed. If you change this one, this will disappear, because for the filter we have already specified whenever it is having the value men, then and then only we can just show this particular image, otherwise not. So whenever you click on men, this image will appear. So what we will do now, we will just duplicate this sheet. It will be for women. And what we needs to change here to behave this sheet like the exactly opposite to men. So just drag this filter out. So this is ordinary sheet now, and now again you can just swap it out here. So it is showing men because here in the parameter control it is men. So make sure you change this to women. So this is the ideal situation we want, and then you can drag this now into the filters. So it will give you the woman option. Now you can check this here and click on OK. So now the thing is this sheet will appear accordingly, but the image is different. I mean image is same here and here. Okay, so we need to change the image as a woman. So go to shapes, and for this image we require the woman image. So you can just click OK. So this will be woman image and woman sheet, and this one will be men sheet, but it will not appear because currently we have applied the filter on men here. And now if you just go to the dashboard, newly created dashboard here, and let's say this men and women. So before that you can play with these containers just to have the equal cutting of your dashboard. So let's say here is the men. You can get rid of this title. As you can see, it will be appear as a single line because in the parameter we have selected this as a woman. So just make this as a floating, so it will be handy for you. You can take it anywhere you want. And this one is the sheet because it is not selected, and you can have the same within this particular container here. This is known as container, that we have vertical and horizontal. And you can just hide this title. And now whenever woman is selected, you will get the image of woman. Whenever you select the men, you will get the image of men, but it is not in the same place. Why? Because it is placed into the different container. So if you just can go here, this is the tiled container it is taking by default. So you can go here, uh, adjust some container part, and if you just put it here, so it will appear here. Then it will be for men, and for women you can go to the same container like this. Can you see here the adjustment over the container? So you should place this two images within the same container like this. So now let's check whether it appears or not. So it will be appear on the same part. If you want to reduce the size, you can just add some container at the back, I mean at the bottom, and it will be reduced here like this. Even if you can just want to have these images at the left hand side in this particular area, then you can have some horizontal containers here, and you can just press it to the left hand side. Even this parameter should be here, and it will change accordingly. Is it okay now? This sheet swapping part with the help of parameters. Now it's for the different images. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So can we move ahead, or do you require break for 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. We can take 5 minutes break.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then we'll meet after break. Yeah.
Hello, so we can start if you are comfortable.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Share my screen. Okay, so we have now done with the parameter part, group, sets, bins, and the parameter with the different use cases, different scenarios that we generally encountered in the real life, real time data. So this is the use of parameters, and we are good with these three um, flavors here. Okay. Now next part is use of animation. So if you consider the animation part within any BI tool, so it will be very limited, and it has very small scope, you can say, because this is not the like jazziness that we want, but it should have some sort of glowing thing in your dashboard. So if it is more interactive, seems to be more interactive, so it will be good. So by that thought, the animation facility is available, but this is not mandatory, not even used in the commercial projects. So this is very least used thing, but yes, one should know like how it is used for this particular dashboard development. So if you just go here in any worksheet for that purpose, for example parameters for set here, and now if you just go to this format menu here, you will find the animation option. So if you just click here, this is your worksheet, and it has the dynamic nest. Remember, the dynamic nest can be provided by the parameter. So I have chosen this worksheet because here we have this parameter control, if you remember. Okay. So go to the format, click on this animation, and you will get this particular pane here, the data window. And initially, like by default, it is off. If you just want to switch it on, then you can click on. Then you will get these many options. So you can check the duration, so like fast, medium, slow, very slow. And if you want to customize your timings here, so you can customize. Then you can decide this style. We have only two options, like sequential or simultaneous, and accordingly it will behave this animation. And this one is the like whatever the default settings here that you want, you can just change it here. So this is how animation can be applied. So if now we have considered it as on, and now if you change this one here, so it will have some sort of a delayed thing while changing. If you just observe, we can just make it a little slow so that it will be visible thing. Can you see here, while changing this one, it will be appearing very slowly. So this duration you can adjust of this slowness. Very slow, it might be like very slow, like this. So ultimately it will be like first 11 things. Now from 11, if you want to switch to first two only, then it will be very slow. If you just observe here, very slowly it is grayed out and only two are selected. So if you want to have some sort of interactiveness, more interactiveness to your dashboard, then you can always go ahead and have this animation in place. But generally for businesses, business related dashboard, it's not used very widely. But yes, if your business says that okay, you should have this one, then you can implement this. So we'll make this animation as off for a moment. Okay, is it understood like how we can give the animation to any chart. Like it's for the dynamic thing only, because on static it cannot be visualized. So it has very limited scope actually, as I mentioned. So is it okay? You can confirm it on chat. Yes. Okay, so this is related to animation, very basic thing actually, and not used in many dashboards. So this is okay. And now we can move ahead to the another important stuff, same as that of parameters. Now you know how significant parameter part is. So on the similar lines, here we have another fundamental block known as LOD expressions. So LOD stands for a level of detail, and as name indicates, it plays with the aggregation and granularity, that is level of details. So we need to understand what do you mean by aggregation and what do you mean by granularity. So aggregation is nothing but the to aggregate something. As we know, the Tableau has provided the default aggregation as sum. So whenever you take any measure onto the row shelf or column shelf, here for example these are the measures. So if you just uh, drag this particular thing onto the rows or column shelf, you will see the default aggregation is sum. So you can change it later on whatever you want, like average, median, count, minimum, maximum, but the default one is sum. So this is the default aggregation. This is nothing but the summarized thing, integrated thing, default aggregation provided by the Tableau. So aggregating the things means to summarize the things to get the integrated part of it. And granularity means how much granular you are, how many levels of details that you have. So for example, the basic understandable example is like the world, number of countries. You can imagine a world, and within world you will have five continents, and within a continent, let's say Asian continent, we have different countries. In different countries, let's say select one country as India, then in India you will have different states. And if you select one of the state, within that state you will have different districts. Within a single district you will have different taluka, and in each single taluka you will have multiple cities or villages. So likewise is the hierarchy that we maintain. So whenever you have this kind of data in your data set, and you have that requirement to play around with that aggregation and granularity, so you can control these two parts with the help of LOD expressions. So the requirement here, I mean, when you will use this. So let's say you have the map of let's say any country, but there you don't want the aggregation at the country level. So for example, if you have the India's map, and within India, how many COVID vaccines are distributed, or how many are produced and how many are used. So this is country level data which is aggregated. But your requirement is you should see the country map, but you will have the data state wise. Like it should be displayed here for Maharashtra, here for Kashmir, here for Assam, here for Gujarat, here for Kerala, Tamil Nadu, likewise. So the basic your visualization is at the country level, but you are displaying the data is of a state level. So whenever this kind of requirement comes into picture, at that time LOD expression will play a huge role there. Okay, so what are the different types or shades that we have which are available for these LOD expressions? So these are nothing but the include, exclude, and fix. So we'll see one by one what it says. So include will allow us the higher level granularity. We are including in the calculation from city level and using showing them at the state level. So it means you can include anything wherever your visualization is at some different level. Excluding means you can exclude these things considering your visualization at some different level. And fixed means you can achieve the result which is achievable by include as well as exclude by this one. Okay, so instead of seeing it as a like a theoretical manner, we can just go ahead and have this particular workbook. So this is the workbook which is prepared by me, and it is available on my Tableau public profile. You can go there and have a look. So the same workbook I have taken because it will take much more time to prepare. So it is prepared already. So I thought we can use this one. So if you focus it on the dashboard, this is the dashboard that you might see on my public profile. So here this first sheet is nothing but the LOD include, second one is LOD exclude, and third one is LOD fixed. So as name indicates, include. So with LOD include, we have this, it displays the average profit at city level. So this profit, if you observe here, so this profit like minus 309, So all these profit are at the city level, and your visualization is at state level. So this is the America's map, and these are the different state within the America. So your viz like visualization is at the state level, but the data that you are displaying here, it is at the city level. Okay, and this is without LOD. So let's say just forget about this LOD and how it looks if we normally include the visualization and data. So this is like average profit at the state level, and the values are as that of state only. So if you just focus here, so country is United States, state is Montana, and the average profit is minus 16.5. So similarly, same state if you take here, so the data that you are displaying is minus 309 because this is the data which is at the city level. As you can see here, the profit, this is the figure for profit, and it is at the city level. If you aggregate this number of cities within this particular state, then it will comes out to be like this one, minus 16.5, because it's an average. You can consider like if you just aggregate the number of cities, you will have the small average. Is this understood? Like include, what it includes. So viz is at state level, but you are including the data from the city level. So state is at above level, city is below the state. If you just consider the hierarchy, general hierarchy. Is it understood or little complex? Yes. Okay. So it is very useful when you see at the dashboard level, but it is difficult when you prepares it. So if you go to this sheet, so this sheet is of LOD include. Here, purposefully, I have two maps. One is without LOD and one is with LOD, so that we can quickly figure it out, like what is the difference between these two. So if you go here, this is include. So this calculated field I have prepared. So what is this include is the keyword. What we need to include, profit at city level. If you just focus it here, so make a city as your inclusion, and what we need to aggregate is profit. So this is the aggregation, and this is the granularity that we are talking about. And if you just put this particular thing onto the color part, text part according to your requirement, and make this country and state level. See here you will find the hierarchy because it's a plus button, and you can just roll it down to the city level. So whenever you have this particular thing in place with your what you can say, the text or the actual viz level, then it will be the LOD at action, and you can go ahead with this viz as per requirement. First of all, tell me, do you understand the requirement, business requirement behind this? Then only it is understood why we are displaying such kind of thing. You can confirm me on chat the actual business requirement and how we have done this. I guess it is understood or nothing is understood. Only two possibilities. Yes, okay. I'll repeat this one. See, this is related to LOD expressions, and these are the terms related to aggregation and granularity. Okay, so in the LOD expression, the business requirement is such that we should have visualization at some level. For example, here at the state level, you can see the state level visualization. These are the different states within the country. Okay, this is not just the border of the country here, but we can see the number of states available in this particular country. Okay, so your visualization is at state level, not at the country level. You can imagine the hierarchy if you just focus it on the different geographical hierarchy here, like country, state, city, and then postal code. So this is the explicit hierarchy. If you remember, yesterday we have discussed this. So once you have this in place, then your business says that okay, we want the visualization at the state level, but we don't want the this figure as the state level figure, but we want this particular thing as a city level. So how would you achieve this? Because if you just drill down, it will be turn out to be the figure of that particular level. So it is not handled properly. So that we need to have this LOD expression to manage the different levels at visualization and at the computation. So here, if you focus on this particular calculated field, we are not changing this visualization. Nothing is changed. So whatever we have here, country and state, that's it. Nothing is changed. Okay. But if you just focus it on these figures, so these figures will be for the city. So profit figure for the city, not for the state. So whenever we have these two different level requirements to be displayed at the same visualization, at that time your LOD will come into picture, and that too from the include. So include means include this city level your figures within your state level ways, for example. And if you just see the without scenario, without LOD, it will be displayed like this by default. So this one is for the by default thing. By default, you can see the country state similar to this one. But if you just take the profit from this and take it to the text part, it will show you like this. So these figures are related to state only, the aggregated state level. So for example, just to give you an idea, how many coronavirus vaccine dosage that we received for Maharashtra and how many are distributed. So this aggregation is at state level for Maharashtra state only. But what if we require only map of Maharashtra and detail? We don't require this detail like this, only the single figure. But here we require at the from the city's perspective. So map is of Maharashtra, but the figures are of let's say at the city level, like Pune, Mumbai, Nashik, Nagpur, Kolhapur, Solapur, likewise. So whenever this two level, did you understand this two level? Because Viz is at state level, but the information that we are going to display is at some other level, like let's say it's at this city level. So whenever this two level requirement comes into picture, then we should make the use of LOD expression. Okay. So this is for include. Similarly, this is the another case for LOD expressions only, but it is exclude. So what it says, it displays the average profit at state level. Now, profit is at state level, but your visualization is at city level. If you just focus it on this image, like this Viz. So these are the states. This is Minnesota. This is South Dakota, North Dakota. So these are the American states, different American states. But uh, like this is the visualization which is at the cities level. So you can figure out these bubbles here, small bubbles. So this is the city level visualization. But if you focus it on the figures, so figures are at the state level. So it's a opposite case exactly as that of include. So the figures are same. If you focus 7,002, 7,002, 7,002, 1,271, 1,271. So for this state, this is the figure, right? State wise figure will not change because for that state the figure will be same because it's the aggregation of all cities within this particular state. So it will be a single figure. So for example, in our data set, how many cities are there in South Dakota? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So only 4 cities will be there here, and the same value will be displayed for this particular state. Okay, because we are displaying the average profit at the state level, but if you focus this visualization is at city level. Did you get the difference? Here in include, what happens, we are showing this viz at the state level. Okay, here these are the different states. Okay, and uh, this profit we are showing at the city level. So exactly opposite to this exclude, viz is at city level and we are showing the profit at state level. So these are some requirements, tricky requirements actually we'll get from the business, because they need to see how many cities are there and they just require the okay, give me the summarized data for this particular state. So that's it. But they should understand, okay, there are 4 cities and this is the collective, the average part for this particular state. So whenever you can imagine the central government, they will take data like this, and whenever we are some at different government agencies, they will take data like this include. So this is the very crucial part actually, and important stuff as far as BI and Tableau is concerned. Okay, so this is exclude part. Next is the fixed one, third part. So what it says, it display average profit at city level and viz is at the same level. So if you just go here, the same like include here, viz is, we are not changing the viz here for the fixed and the include, so it is at the state level only. But again, if you just go here, like the same without LOD and with LOD, so whatever the things we can achieve with include and exclude, that can be achieved with the fixed. So what we are retaining here, what we are retaining is nothing but the, just a second, I will show you. So here we are retaining the things like country and the state, and we are displaying the sum of profit. So whatever you want, you can display here. But here currently we are at this country and state level. So what is the difference between this fixed and include and exclude? Here you need to specify till what granularity you want to go. So let's say if you want to go till state, if you focus it on this hierarchy here, so these are the granularity levels. So let's say if you want to go to till state, so for fixed you need to specify the absolute path. Uh, I'm not sure whether you have heard this term like absolute and relative path. So absolute means you need to specify the full path, like any drive path here uh, that you have. This is the absolute path, and the relative path means okay, just that folder's name. Okay, so this is the absolute path that you need to provide in the fixed, and for the include one, you can just specify, or exclude also, you can just specify at what granularity level you want, like just the city level. So this is the major difference in the formula, and accordingly you can specify so that business will consume this particular thing. Okay, any doubt in this? Okay, okay, fine. So this is little critical. I mean, this is looks simpler here, but if you play with the real-time data, then it will be really tough for the developer as well as for the consumer to have a good sync in between them, because having the different levels, and computation is at different level, and one needs to validate the data, and one needs to have like okay, we are good with the data or not. So that should be agreed by both the sides. So this is related to LOD functionality. Then what is the use of this ATTR function? So as it mentioned here, it compares all the values in the record of the underlying data and group together. And if we have the same data, then it will display that same data. Otherwise, it will return the asterisk. So whenever you play with the exclude part, you will find automatically Tableau will append this function ATTR so that as you can imagine, we are excluding something. So what we are excluding? We are excluding the city level data, though the visits are at city level, and we are excluding that data, and we just focus it on the aggregated data. So it should have the same data. If you can see here, the data is same for this particular state, and it should be, because for the single state, you should have single figure, but this figure comes from the different cities, like 1, 2, and 3 cities for this particular state, and you need to aggregate this data, and it is at the different levels. So the attr function will look here for each row, and if this function will found the same figure like this 1, 2, 3, same figure for 3 cities, then it will return that figure. Otherwise it will return the asterisk, because let's say if this figure is different and we have some wrong interpretation in our calculation, and this attr function will encounter, okay, first entry is 7002, 7004, and 7002 again, but for these two it is okay, but for this one the figure is different. So it means the aggregation is not performed correctly, and we can hence exclude this everything, and we can just return the asterisk, so that the developer will have an indication like something is wrong in the calculation. So you can just change the formula again and revisit this. So this is the use of this ATTR function. This is very important function because uh, this data is very small. Even the visualization is very simple, so that we can just figure it out like this. But if you can consider the million trillion rows, and at that time, if this is the global data, or even for the single cities and the suburban data, so it will be difficult for us to identify whether the aggregation goes wrong, and then it is a mess. Then to avoid this, we will have this ATTR function. Is it good now? Any doubts in this? Okay, can we go ahead with the next part? Okay, fine. So here our conceptual things will end, but now the major part will start. So what is that major part? Is nothing but the full dashboard development. Okay, so whatever we have seen in 2 days, like it is very difficult to accommodate everything in 2 days, but whatever we have seen like filters, drill down hierarchy, discrete continuous, then actions, calculations, table calculation, different charts, joining, blending, dual axis, then group bin sets, parameter, animation, LOD expressions, aggregation, granularity. So it needs to be put together. Otherwise, what will be the use of all this stuff here? So to understand like how we can put it together, we can develop the dashboard itself from the scratch. So we can start with the new sheet here altogether. So here, as you know, we have this data, this normal global superstore 2016 data, the same Excel sheet. Yesterday, we have created this type of hierarchy, and these are the number of fields that we have. So now let's start with the dashboard development. But before that, let's read this data, like reading in the sense what we have and what we can develop. So assuming like business doesn't have any specific requirement, but they want that, okay, we are the owner of some superstore chain which has the worldwide presence, and we need to see what are the different KPIs that we need to focus on, and what are the different things that we need to measure. We need to set the benchmark for this, and how we can go ahead with this one. So this is the data that they have provided us, and we need to now think from the KPI perspective. So if you focus this focus it on this data, we have the category, we have customer IDs, customer name, then we have the market, we have some sort of order date, order IDs, some priorities, postal codes, product name IDs. So the major high level dimensions are like product, order, market, then customer, then category, and the subcategory that we have, even the segment and the region. So these are the dimensions that we have, uh, like at the high level. And what about measures? We have discount, profit, quantity, sale, shipping cost as the measure. So these are the only major values that we have. Okay. So how to make use of this one to build a dashboard which is consumable by the business persons. Okay. So let's start with this, and first of all, we will focus on the category subcategory part, and let's say focus it on sales only. Okay, so business people now require to see, like they want to see only sales with different dimensions. Okay, so let's start with this. So pull this category. So we have these three categories here. If we pull it in rows, then it will be good looking here for time being. Then we can just drag this sales here, so it will be horizontal bar. So these are the three categories and their respective cells. So here you can just specify the labels here, but if you just swap this one, then it will looks good. You have sorting this particular thing. This figure is looking very like very big figure, not readable at the first instance, first glance. So you can just format this one, and for formatting this particular thing, you should go to the sum of cells. It is available in the pane. So just go to numbers, go to custom part, see how many decimal points you want, but uh, I don't want any decimal points, and instead of none it can be a million, so that it is readable. Let's say 5 million, 4 million, 4 million. If you just have the at least a single, so we can distinguish between these two, like 4.1 and 3.8. If you don't provide this, it will be aggregated to 4 million. So at least we want some sort of clarity between such kind of tie. So this is good now for us. And still from the coloring perspective and from this information inside perspective, this is okay. We can identify the technology category is doing good, and office supply is not doing that good. But if you just take this sales onto the color part, so it will be again more information insights. If even if you just don't have these particular labels, then also you can figure it out with the help of color. The darker is the color, more is the cell, faint is the color, less is the cell. So with the help of colors only you can play here. So this sheet you can just name it as category cells. Now you can just move ahead with the next one here. As we have decided to retain with the sales thing only, so here you can go ahead and have the, let's say, subcategory and the cells. So this is the cell, and it looks average if like this, but it looks good like if it is like this. So again we have the same fundamentals to apply here, and if you can just place it the figures. So here, as it's a different sheet, so it is always we need to have this number formatting. Go to custom. We don't want any decimal initially, but let's see after making it million what it says, because see these are the ties here, so we can just have one decimal, so that we will have at least this distinguish. If you want to have some other, then you can just increase this decimal point, so that a small slight difference also you will get. So this should be done according to your business requirement. Here nothing is specified, no criteria is specified, so we are good here. You can just change this one to Calibri, and you can make it as bold. And match mark color, it means the color of this text also, it will be same as that of your bar chart color or the Viz color basically. So we can apply this same to this one. We are actually forget this to apply. Calibri bold match mark color. So this is okay now. You can just drag this so that this text should not cut. Then here this is okay. If you remember, we have aliased this, and we don't know like what it was initially, but that's okay now. So this is subcategory versus cells. Go to the next sheet. Now we will have yes, we can go with the country wise cell. So here country, these are the country names. You can go to the sales part. This is again a bar chart, but it doesn't look good. So go with the field map, as we saw yesterday how to make this one. Then adjust the map according to the global positioning like this. Yes. And now it shows like profit. Darker is the color is having the more profit, and faint is the color having the less sales. Sorry, not profit, it's sales. So this is country map. Okay, so we are good with this. Now moving to the next part, next sheet. So let's focus on what we have here. Okay, we have some markets here. Okay, before going to the customer part, because this is a kind of transactional data. If you remember what I have told you, we have OLTP and OLAP. So transactional data, most of the management people, they are not interested in looking at the transactional or the detailed data like this, like customer ID and customer name. They just want the aggregated data. For example, how many customer visited your store, for example. So this is how they want. So I'm skipping for timing this customer part. And yes, we can focus it on market, because they need to know what is the sell as per the market. So you can just pull this market. Always remember, never go like this blindly. You should always track your development from the functional perspective. Functional means this business requirement. If the business people doesn't require some sort of information, and if you are showing them, then there is a that is waste actually, so it is not being considered. So there is no sense in developing that. So always keep the track of functional requirement and the technical requirement. So these should go hand in hand. So this is the market that we have pulled. Then as we are focusing on sales only, so you can just put this. But since these are only 5 markets, so you can always make use of pie chart or donut chart, so that it looks good. But if it exceeds the 5 number, then it will be a mess. So this is not good if it exceeds the 5. Even you can make use of packed bubbles here if you want. Then you will see that okay, these are the markets which are doing like this. So, and but here currently they are showing you the market name, not the figure like this sales figure. If you can see here, after hover only you can able to see. So just take these cells, press the control button and put it on the label. So you will see the labels also. Now we need to format this label because it is not a very user friendly format. Number is very big. So you can just again go to the same and we'll have the same functionality here. So now it is readable. Some sort of like information can we can take it out. So you can see this is the markets. Currently you can make it as a static one, but if you want this as a very interactive one, then you can always go with the pie chart here, because it will give you the more insight than the packed bubble chart. Okay. Then just get rid of these extra cards. This is very required because if it doesn't provide this, user will not understand what do you mean by orange. So this should be there. Even a label we should have, and even market we should have. It should show like this. So this is the basic pie chart that we have. Then we can move to the next part. Let's say what else we can have. Yes, we can have different segments here, segment and cells. So this is the cell again, since these are the only three things. So you can go with the normal table also like this. So this is the cells, that is what the information inside that we want. So always remember, having all the charts in your dashboard, it is not compulsory. The major mandatory compulsory thing is one should have some sort of information inside from that. So even if it is a table like this, so we can easily read this particular thing. If we just format this, then it is readable for us that, okay, for consumer segment, we have this much sale, and that's it. For business people, they just want the information inside at the priority. And secondarily, if we have some good interactive visuals, then it is okay. So if you can retain this table as it is, then also it's okay. If you just go with this tree map, then also it will be helpful for them, because if you just focus, consumer has the bigger square here, and then corporate, and then home office. So by this way also, if the categories are low, like we are having currently three. So if this is low in number, then it is very helpful for them to understand. Just if you require the sales figure, you can just have this so that it will be readable for them. You can always format this as the same we are doing. So this is nothing but the segment. This is sales. So we'll move to the next part. Now we'll see what we'll see. Let's say order date. We have this date. So just pull this out. So this will give you how many orders we have placed on in this particular year. So we have now year in place, and we can just play with the sales, as we have decided to work on sales only initially. So this is the sales amount for this particular year 2012, for 13, for 14 and 15. So you can just have labels on this so that everybody can know what it would be. And sum of sales, pen, custom, big million. So now it is readable. If you want to color this, then you can again color this, but for a time being, I think it should be readable as we don't have the much data. Yeah. Did you add year in the columns? It's just the order date by default. If you remember, I have mentioned, like we have implicit hierarchy maintained by Tableau for the date data type. So if you focus here, for this order date, the data type is date here, calendar, right? So if you just pull this into the column shelf. By default it will start with the year, and you will get this plus sign here, and you can again play with the quarters, months, and the actual days. So this will look like this. Yeah, okay, good. So this is how order date functionality will work. And now let's say we are not interested in the past years, like 2012 and 13 and 14. Let's say we are just having want the data for the 2015. Then what you will do, but still for that 2015 I want to see the data by month and year, like this. Sorry, month and day. If that is the case, then how it will be achieved, like you can just press the control button, take this into the filters card. So it will ask you for what type of filtering you want, and you just want the years, for example. Click on the next, select the year that you want, let's say focus it on 2015, click apply, click OK. So it will give you all the months and the days related to 2015 only. So this is how we can do this. Even if we don't want the months, then also it's okay. So this is the aggregated data day wise, like 1 to 31st for each month. So this is the aggregated data for all days which belongs to number 31, like 31st of every month which are available in the that calendar year. So this is the aggregated data for that. By this, what information insight they are taking. For example, if you see here, you have the spike. So at the 17th and the 18th, so 17th of every month and 18th of every month, they have huge sale. So what is speciality in this? So it might be having like salaries processing getting processed at the let's say 10th of every day, sorry, every month, and they want to spend this money at the 17th or 18th day, most of the people. So likewise the insights can be taken out from this particular information. So this is how we can build this line chart. This is order date versus sales. So we can move to the next part. Let's focus on now. Okay, region we missed. Okay, region. These are the region actually, but we have the country map. So I don't think it will be like, it will be repetitive. I don't think it makes sense to have this region again. So we'll skip this one, and now we can focus it on the profit part. Currently we are focusing on the sales. So if the profit is concerned, then we can always add the, let's say, subcategory, because category we don't care, but subcategory yes, for what subcategory what profit we earn. So that will be the information that we require here. So if you see, this is the bar chart again, and if you require this one, then it is okay. But let's check with this, and this is not something very informative, because we have multiple things. Some 3 to 5 it's okay, but if you have the list, then it is not get like, it's not eye catching thing. So you can retain with the bar chart. Just make sure that you will have the swapping these columns like this, and you will have the sorted thing. So this is okay for time being, and you can just take it here, profit. Since it's a profit, so you can always go ahead with the relevant color. Let's say green means the profit and the loss means the red. So meaningful color you can give, and you can click on OK. So this is the more profit, and this is the loss. So by this way you can again highlight some sort of information inside. So if you just want to change this format of this number, you can go to the custom, same way, million. This is okay. So this is what this is subcategory versus profit. So this is how you can have number of sheets, number of the, all these are the KPIs that you have. So by this way you can make number of worksheets there. And just hide this one. Now we'll build the dashboard for this. So this is the dashboard. If you just click here, middle one, this is the dashboard. You can the first thing after coming to this dashboard, it should be proper size. So if it is automatic, you can take it automatic, or whatever the desktop browser if you want, then you can just specify the desktop browser, laptop browser, or A4 sheet for that matter. There are some uh, business people who requires their dashboard to be exported into the PDF. So better way to design it into the same format, like it's a one portrait size, so that whenever it is exported, it looks very, very neat and clean. So according to your requirement, you can just select anything, but just for the demo purpose, we can go with the automatic so that the full dashboard is available with us. Now, here one more thing that you need to play with. These are nothing but the containers, and here you can drag this container. So this is the vertical container, meaning the another container will sit on top of it, or it will be below it. So you can just play with this like this, and you can divide your dashboard like this. Even if you want something at the left hand side, then you can at that time you can drag this horizontal container. So for this, since this is the header part, if you just go to this layout thing and scroll it little down, and if you give the background color, let's say any color for that purpose, so let's say this one. So it's a full blue color, the normal blue color. And uh, if business agrees that okay, this color is good, then it is good for you also. But generally the normal color, it doesn't look good, the same color, ordinary color everywhere. So if we have, can we have like some other color here and some another color here, but it will be a pure blend, and we'll not able to identify the mixture. So it should be very seamless. So how to do that? So just remove this color for time being, and now go to new sheet. It's a worksheet altogether, and we'll have two calculated fields here, like let's say zero, whose name is zero only. And if you can just sum of, oh, let's say zero. Now we should have some another field where the max of 10, and here you can specify the max function, max of number 10. You can just click OK. So these are the two calculated fields that we have created newly. So now you can just drag this major names here, so that currently it is not selected. So you can select it from here. Select none, select the two measures that we have just created. So this is selected by this sheet. Now we need to just put the measure values here so that it will be visible for us. So currently this bar looks like it's a vertical, and we don't want the vertical because our dashboard is demand is horizontal like this. So we can just swap this one, so it will be horizontal. Now the thing is here, you can take this measure by pressing the control button onto the color, so that we can have different colors. So currently your 0 will be having blue color, and max of 10, the number 10 will be having this yellow color. And it is not looking that much good. And so you can just edit this axis. It should be fixed at the 0, and it should be fixed at the 10, not the 10.5. So this will be very cut to cut here, and hide this axis because we don't require this. Hide this title also. So this is the bar that we require, but not actually bar, it should be the line. So just change this to the line. So this is the line. If you see here, initially it's the blue color, and slowly it is turned to the yellow one. And now we require this as a not this much small line, and we require the full line. So just go with this size. Normally you can increase it, but it will increase within a limit. So just give this 10 to the size, so it will increment by 10 tens multiple, and here you can have the full window here. Just get rid of this tool tip. This is irritating, and now it is good. So you can hide this card, and now you can change the color whatever you want. Even from here also you can change this color. So for blue, you can assign any palette here. For example, if you go for Tableau 20, and for this, if you have this one, and okay, we'll go with hue circle. So for this 0, you can check with this, and for max, let's say you can go with this. Let's apply. Okay, so this is how the color is changing. Why this is happens, the maths behind this is, we are having 0 and 10, and the actually these are only two circles here. If you see it very carefully, these are only two circles. One is blue, one is pink, and here we have the continuous data. So continuous data, so that we will have this full line. If it is discrete, then it is not allowed, because it's a discrete data. Discrete means it will have some sort of intervals in between. So we don't want that discrete type of data, and we have this continuous one. So by this way, you can create this banner. Just if you focus, you have this grid line, so just get rid of this particular borders. Here we don't want this column divider, row divider. Okay, everything is good, and we don't want the grid also. I guess it is gone. Okay, so we are good. So this is, you can say, this is the header banner. Now go to the dashboard, and you can see this banner sheet here. You can just pull this sheet here, get rid of this title, and you're good. So instead of having the plain color, it will be whatever color you like. You can just choose it from this worksheet, and you can place that color here. Now here it's a place to have highlighters. So highlighters means the actual numbers that the higher authority will be interested in. So for that purpose, we may have to have the new worksheet. So let's say how many countries that we have. So yesterday, I guess we have one count of that, count of country. Let's check what is inside in this. So count D of country. Okay, so we require this one. Just put it on the textual part, then have a formatting of this Calibri, and it should be bigger. So it should be 20 bold. Let's choose this color, and it will be 165. Just get rid of this title. And what is this number of countries? Now just duplicate this sheet, so that we can have the same thing. Just duplicate this one also, because we require the same logic, just the thing is different. Let's say number of markets. Number of markets, can place it here. Should be 20 bold, and this color. Okay, so this is good for us. Even you can just change the alignment, but before changing it, we can just check with the dashboard how it behaves once it is pulled into the dashboard. So till that time, it is okay to leave it as it is. So this is number of markets. Now you can just duplicate this again. Just get rid of this one. Now we need to have, let's say, number of categories for that matter. How many categories we have? So just duplicate this again, edit, change this category. Okay, then count of categories onto the text. Just format this particular thing. Just have the same size, 20, bold, color. So this will be okay. And this is what is this number of categories? So we'll duplicate this again. Now we'll have the count of, let's say, segments. So we'll duplicate this. Segments, just pull this to this text box, format it, 20, bold, this color. Okay, so we are good with this number of segments. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 are okay, and we can again go to our dashboard. This one. Now this place belongs to, generally belongs to this highlighters here. So let's say number of countries. Can just get rid of this title. Then we have number of markets. So make sure you should have this into the same container currently, even though it looks like to be, but it is not. So we'll adjust later. For a time being, it's okay. We'll have this 5 here. Then we will have number of categories here. Hide the title. Then we will have the number of segments here. We'll hide the title again. Now it is okay, but this is in another container, as you can see, and this is in another container. So we'll make it in uniform thing. So this is okay. So we are good with this. Just the thing is, if you just want, you can have separate text box above here, or like the thing we have hidden the title, you can go ahead and just enable the title. But the problem here is it appears to be here because we have very less width. So you can edit this title, and you can make a small size here, so it will appear like this. You can adjust it some sort of like this. And why it is showing like this cut, because it is not the entire view, it's the standard view, so it should be entire view. Now it is good, but the again problematic thing is it is towards the right hand side, it is not at the middle. So now it's time to adjust this one, so it should be middle and like center, middle center. So, and again here also it should be entire view. Just get rid of this tooltip again. So we are good with this. Now check with, on the dashboard whether it looks good or not. So it's okay for timing. Now the same we can repeat this particular thing for this one. Say 12, bold. Now again you can have this entire width, entire view, and change the alignment here for this center. Now it should be entire view in within the sheet also. Get rid of this tooltip. Now again for the category, but let's check with this, is it coming as per our expectation or not. Just adjust it and let's check whether yes. So here it should be middle, it is okay. Same thing for this. entire view, go to the sheet, and it should be entire view. Adjust this one. This is okay. Get rid of this tooltip. We'll do this for segments also. Segments, but we need to extract this, this like 12, bold. It should be in middle. So we are good, but this should be entire view. So we are good with this now. Just if you can adjust their positions, and we are good. Even this in the middle. Now we are good with this. Just adjust this height also, so that we will get more space here. So these are the basic highlighters. Now you can see here, this is tiled, this is and floating facilities available. So currently everything is in tiled manner, very tight with the axes. If you want to have the floating part, you can just click here, make this text here, and here you can give the name like sample superstore dashboard. Okay, so make this like this. You can change the format here. It should be somewhat big, it should be bold, it should be in some other color, and in the middle. Okay, okay, this is not looking good, so we'll have the white color. Okay, you can just increase, decrease the size, adjust it accordingly here. So our header part is good now. Now we have created multiple sheets, so let's bring them together. Yeah, so from this we have started. So first of all, try to have the country. So see, because of this floating, even the sheets are behaving like floating. So we don't want now floating, just change to tile. And now we want here country map. So it's a full country map here. Hide this particular thing. And we don't want our dashboard just with the map. So we'll have this other KPIs side by side. This one, this one. Now it looks a little messy because of this legend here, and we don't want this. So just remove from this dashboard, and now it is again coming to the original shape. So whatever you have for the small part, you can just every time you can make it small, so that it will not consume more space on your dashboard and it will not look messy. Yes, so now this is good. So for this map and this one we are good. Now next part is for this market. So always try to have like pie chart or something here instead of the map, but even map will do good. So no problem. It's up to you how you are arranging your KPIs. So before dragging this, we should have some container at the bottom. So we'll add this one so that we can adjust it later on, and we'll have this again. Yeah. So here we'll have these markets here. Then it's the market duplicate. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's required. Then we will have this segment sales here. This one, the tree map. We will make this floating. We require this. We are not removing this because it's a legend for this one. So we'll make it as floating so that it can be arranged here. because this is common for these both, so we can arrange it like this. Even we can arrange it in multiple columns here, so that it will be handy according to your dashboard size. So you can adjust it like this. You can get rid of this title part for time being. Later on we'll see how to adjust it. So this is your legend, this is your this KPI. Just increase it so that the values can be seen. Okay, it requires little height, so adjust it. Okay. So this is the height adjustment for our dashboard again. Okay, so this looks good now, and now we can adjust it here. This, or even if we are going to increase height again, because we need to have some footer part also, so at that time we can give this legend here. Otherwise, if you just remove this floating part, it will go somewhere here, and we can just adjust it here at the side by side thing. If not, you can adjust it at the bottom end, but for that purpose it should be in horizontal container. So your sheet should be in horizontal container, this one, and then it is possible for you to adjust it over here. Now it is okay to have this scroll also, no problem, but try to have this like this. So we'll adjust it like this tree map. Currently why it is showing like this, because it's a standard view, so it should be the entire view so that it will be fulfilled for the full view. And now if it looks very small, you can just go ahead and increase the size till this. I mean, you can adjust it by looking at the dashboard how it looks, so so that it will not be a messy part. Yes. Okay, just adjust it size wise because it's looking very big here. Yeah. Now it is okay. Yes, so these are the different KPIs that we have mounted, and now we are left with something. Yes, we have left with order date cell. So for this purpose, we need to increase the height by this much, and we can adjust this again. So all these adjustments are continuous because you need to see how it looks on the dashboard. So that is okay always. Now we should have this at the bottom end. So you can just place it here, and now you can reduce the size. So this is how it looks. So even we require some pixel height here more. So this is now okay to go ahead with. You can edit this title here, and can make it as 10 bold. So this will look, at least it has some sort of height. So line chart will always at the bottom, it is preferable so that we can view it very clearly. And these are the KPIs that we have. So we can just adjust this one. Now if we can see if we can just reduce this size, but no, it's okay for time being. Your header is going somewhere, so adjust this particular thing. So this is sample superstore dashboard header. It's good now. And here still we have some vertical part to be adjusted. So you can just have vertical container here. Now this line chart is getting vanished. So just make this as a, what you can say, the adjustment for this pie charts, because even though they are small, it is okay to have the moderate size. So we are good with this now. Yes. And now in this vertical bar here, it's like a footer for your company. So you can place some images for that purpose. So image, if you just can drag this image part, image, and then you can choose the image. click on choose. You can go here and you can go to here and you will have any such dummy image. Let's say it's a generic company, so you will open this. So your footer will appear here, but it is not looking good at the middle of this particular dashboard, so it should be on the left hand side. You can adjust it with the help of some another container, and you can adjust it like this. So this is okay. Now if you have want to have some website, what you can say, the reference here, so you can go ahead and add text here. Let's say www.abce.com. We'll have this one. So, it should be 12, okay. Should be pure black. So it will like right hand side. So we are good with this. So this is just like the contact information you have in any website or like this. So this is your full dashboard, and you can just publish this on your public profile. And if you want to have the interactivity, you can add that interactivity as well, as I mentioned, with the help of filters and everything. So we'll add one filter here. Let's say use this as filter, but it will filter out everything. So better way, we'll fetch the filter for this country. Where it gone? Yeah, here it is. So make it as floating part. Just reduce the size. We'll have this in a different format, like single value drop down. If you remember, we have this different formats of filters, so that you can adjust it like this. Here you can give the message like select a country. Now here you can place this here so that it will be handy. And now if you just, so this will be appear here, but currently it is applicable to this map sheet only. So just go here, apply to worksheets, selected worksheets. And now we don't want to change these sheets, because this is the static and highlighter information, but rest it is good to change. So we'll change this for category versus sales, SC versus sales, market, duplicate markets. It's okay to have segment versus sale order. Okay. For banner, it is not required because it's a coloring part. Number of countries, number of markets, number of categories and segments, we don't want to apply to this. Otherwise, what will happen? The number will keep on changing, and there is no meaning here to have the highlighter. So just click on OK. Once you click on OK, this data will now start showing the Indian market only. If you see here, so this is totally related to Indian market. If you just change this to, let's say, France, so it will start showing you the France data. So by this way, the higher management will take the information insight from this particular dashboards. Is it understood now how to develop a dashboard? If you want to all, you can. So this is for all. Sir, how did you add select a country option? Okay. So if you go to the map sheet, you can click this arrow, and these are the filters as we have seen in the yesterday's lecture. So you can fetch this country outside and just make this as a floating, this floating, and select the type that you want, like it whether it should be a radio button, single value drop down like this, or multi-value drop down, custom list, whatever the form that you want, you can just pick here and you can adjust it, because it's a floating part, so it is not related to any tile, and you can place it at the proper place so that it will be handy. Yeah, yeah, good. So this is all about full dashboard development. You can just publish it to the Tableau public if you want. For example, just hide all the sheets here. For dashboard 4, hide all the sheets. Dashboard 3, hide all the sheets. Because Tableau public will take all the sheets here. So let's focus it on dashboard 5 and just not waste our time in just deleting those. So just save to Tableau public if you press this key. So it will send this data to the server. We need to give the name for our workbook. So let's say SIT. Just save this one. So it will publish all the sheets here, all the sheets. So before publishing it, we can have a practice to delete all this. But currently, as we don't have time, we are running out of time. So I have published it as it is. So let's see how it goes, and we'll have our dashboard only. I mean, we can focus it on our dashboard only. Rest is just for your reference, nothing else. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes time to publish generally. Actually, this recording is not with me because I am not recording it. If you can just check with any faculty member, that will be.
Yes, sir, I'm having it. So, like, I will share with the participants.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So this is the Tableau public server, and we have successfully deployed this particular dashboard onto our Tableau public profile. So here I will not restrict it like here. So it will be available for you to download this particular workbook and this data. So you can just play around it. So whenever you have doubt, you can just go to this particular workbook, this one, and you will find like how we can do it for different languages, how we can use parameters, bins, groups, filters, everything. So I will keep it open here so that you can download it, and we are good, I guess. So any doubts in this? So this is our last slide for this, and we are good. Any doubts in this full dashboard development? So it's just the putting all the concepts that we have learned together. So you can change it, link of the workbook and data. So data, you have that Excel sheet, and this is the workbook. Okay, I will share this here only. Okay, to everyone. Yeah, so this is the link. Yeah, and PPTs I will share with the Seema ma'am, and you can take those PPTs from her. Yeah. Yeah. Any other doubts, technical doubts related to this, or anything that you want to ask?
Yes, participants, any doubts? Okay, sir, I want to ask few things.
Yeah.
So, if we do all these things in the like a Tableau public, so can we save it on the desktop itself? Because I see whenever I press on the save, so it just show that publishing on the our account which
Yeah.
is
Yes.
online, huh?
No, it is, I mean, this facility is restricted here for the Tableau public, but if you have the Tableau desktop and the original, the professional version, then it is possible to save it on our local machine. Otherwise, always it will be stored on the Tableau public server only. Because what their comment on this is, many users ask this, and their comment is like, this is the Tableau public, so there should not be anything which is hidden, so everybody should access everything. Yeah, what restriction that we can provide is like this. Since like for this dashboard I am the owner, so I can just change this, and I'm not allowing the other person to download this workbook and play with it. So I can just save it, so other person can see this data whatever I have published, but he cannot download this Tableau workbook here. He or she can just have this like this image data, the data that we have used. Cross tab means it will be in the form of Excel, PDF if you want, and PowerPoint. But for you, if you know, I have shared the link. If anybody can check this, just download this one. For you, it will be disabled, this Tableau workbook part. So this kind of restriction we can put, but it is not able to save on your desktop. And
Okay, sir. Thank you.
if you want to extract it, like for business people, what they generally do, once they have this link, they will go here, they will play with these filters, and if they want, like, okay, we are good with this, can we have the PDF copy of this? So they just go here, and they will have the extract of this copy, uh, and once it is downloaded, and they can have the print of this. So it's good for them to analyze at any point of time, because it is available in their file on A4 sheet. Eh, is it understood, like how we can export the copy from the Tableau server here? Just go here, click on PDF. It will ask for which view you want to be in PDF. So you can select number of dashboards or worksheet which are present in your Tableau workbook, and you can specify the scaling what you want. Generally, it is not advisable to change this unless and until you have specific requirements. But yes, you can change it, and whatever style you want, you can just download it. Any other doubts? Is it helpful for you, for all the participants? Like, is there any takeaway from this 2 days session? Like, have you learned something? Have you understood something new? Is it new for you, most of you, or have you worked before on this kind of tools? Yeah. So this is very what you can say, easy to understand tool. Yeah, yeah, thank you for this. And this is, you can make use of this Tableau public, because since it's a free, and you are now aware that how to use, at least in a single direction, though you have not explored, it is very much okay, no worries for this. And you can make use of this in your projects. So once you have let's say if you are from the computer background or data science background, so whatever the code that you have maintained, whatever big data that you fetch, let's say you have big data, you have R code running on it, you will have some regression or random forest or clustering, you have implemented some k-means algorithm, anything. So whatever the output data that you have, you can just check that data whether it is suitable for our dashboard development, and you clean that data with some sort of tool like Informatica or Tableau Prep itself. Tableau has another tool for data preparation which is known as Tableau Prep. So you can make use of that. Ultrix is there for ETL. So you can clean that data with this particular tools, and you can plug that data, and you can have beautiful dashboard, and your output at your exams you can show with this particular Tableau thing, Tableau server thing. So it will be very very different thing, very 21st century thing. Yeah. I will change this one, no problem. So this is what the thing that we can play with. Just to give you example, even I have shown you this in my guest lecture also. Like what else you can think of from the Tableau perspective. Okay, we'll close this one. Mm, so yes, now you can able to download the Tableau workbook here. Just confirm on the chat, because it is very important for you to have this particular workbook. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, don't restrict yourself to the business problems. So at your personal level, personal front, you may have this thing to be explored. Like for our guest lecture, I don't have these PPTs in place. Instead of that, I have prepared it in Tableau story. Then I have my resume here, which is built in Tableau only. Then for my daughter, I have her submission, because it's March end. So before March, she is in playgroup, and for her, I have prepared the submission for her. So this is the submission for my daughter. So no need to have the files, and here just by it's a theme wise learning, so you can just change the theme here, and what she has done over the last 1 year, the activities related to this. So all the activities will be listed here, their status, and these are the actual things that she has done. So this is how I have submitted this. The link only I have submitted to her school, and her submission is done. So this is what you can think out of the box a little, and make use of what technology you are working in, and it's of your interest only. So this is one thing. Even another part is like, you can try different charts. So if you can see, this is the bar chart, but this is the rounded bar chart here. So I have tilted down that bar chart. This is the spider web chart, this is the polar chart. So you can make use of different charting. So this requires a little mathematical background, of course. So it is not as simple as that, pulling just the dimensions and measure onto the rows and column shelf. So it will require like some mathematical functions, sine, cos, tan, theta, all the trigonometric functions basically, and then some sort of sets, all the maths, basic maths. But it is not that much difficult. You can and always play with this particular thing. So I would suggest just keep practicing this one. Practice it on all the with challenges that happen all over the world, like Makeover Mondays, Workout Wednesdays, Iron Viz. So all these are open visualization challenges. You will get those data sets, new data sets every week, and you can just play around it like this. So this is the week wise presentation. Even this one, this one, this one. So you can explore yourself. The more you practice on your Tableau public desktop like this, on this tool, you will get the hands on, and you can explore different things. Even your brain will start thinking out of the box automatically, because you will have this such wonderful tool, and data as well. Now and initially, if you don't have that particular ability to sort that data, clean that data, but eventually by experience you will have that particular thing in place. So just don't worry for the initial phases. Just it's a small part. Once you are practicing it more on daily basis, you will be through. So that's it from my end for these 2 days. So thank you for this.
Yes, sir. So I would like to especially thank you from our whole SIT family, and I'll be happy to just share with you this thing. After yesterday's session, also many participants communicated related to your session that it was really amazing, and it's very useful for day-to-day life tasks also, as well as they were interested in knowing more. So I hope in future also we can coordinate if and want to learn some more things and all those things, as well as like I feel it is very very useful to our students also, and our staff and faculties who actually attended this particular session and other participants. So it was really wonderful, and at my personal level also I would like to thank you very much for this amazing session, because I also learned like so many new insights, and also thought like we can utilize at our institute also for our regular few tasks. It is really helpful, this software tool. So thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot to everyone for this wonderful opportunity. So yeah, this is a very interesting 2 days for me, though it's a weekdays, but yeah, I enjoyed this one after 5 to 6 year gap of being a professor. Yeah, but it is good to interact with students again. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So here we can conclude now, right? Okay, sir. Thank you. So can we have one photo? Like if you can turn on your camera.
Yeah, sure. Just a second. Just a second. I will close the window.
Yes, participants, you also can turn on your camera. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone.